Mohandas Pai from Bangalore. Arun Huda is president of the Delhi University Students' Union. Member of the National Executive of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha, Nupur Sharma is with us. Asha Singh is Associate Professor at Lady Irwin College, and Professor Abdul Wahid is Vice Chancellor of the Central University of Kashmir. Professor Wahid, as an external observer, does a 4-year course that is being implemented overnight make sense to you?
Yes, I would say that on the whole this is a laudable idea, and there are several advantages of going in for a 4-year degree as compared to a 3-year degree, and I would classify it as one of the important academic reforms in the country. There are several advantages. If time permits, I will elaborate these.
Okay. Dr. Asha Singh, why are you against a 4-year degree?
Yeah. I wouldn't at the onset say against. It's the fact is that it is being done in a great haste, as you yourself mentioned, Arnav. And the other thing which is irking the university faculty is that we are, not involved in it. We feel disengaged totally. I wish, there had been a little more conferring with the teaching community, and it looks as if it's just a top-down thing, and we have to just follow.
No, what is wrong with a 3-year degree? No, what is wrong with a 3-year degree, Dr. Mohandas Pai? I hear that we are doing these reforms to bring our undergraduate degree at par with America. Why should we want to be comparing with the American system in the first place?
Arnab, look at the situation outside the colleges. The recruitment market has become extremely competitive, and there is demand only for high quality graduates. The 3-year degree program has outlived its utility, because the output of a 3-year degree program is not adequate to meet the demands of the job market, not to give expertise to people. So we have to improve quality, and the only way to improve quality and give an edge is to go for a 4-year program.
It's to improve the faculty. I would argue, sir, it would be to improve the faculty, to improve the teaching, to improve the facilities. I mean, if the same college and the same university, you tell the students you spend 1 year more, then you're wasting the students' time before they enter the real world.
For the changes.
Annab, the faculty quality is an issue which cannot be solved in the next 100 years.
So why make the students go through 1 more year?
The politics of the faculty.
Why make the students go through 1 more year?
You know the politics of the faculty.
Sir,
you know the politics of faculty. There has been enough consultation, Arnab.
Sir,
listen to the Vice Chancellor of the university authorities. There has been enough consultation.
Sure. I want to get in Nupur Sharma at this stage. We are now being told that a 4-year degree will create graduates of a higher quality than a 3-year degree, right? That is the basic argument that's being put. The student becomes a higher quality student if he spends 1 more year in the university. I find this bizarre, but I'd like Nupur to come in.
I absolutely agree with you, Arnav. I know that you yourself are a University of Delhi alumnus. You went, in fact, to the same college as I did. I'm sure your teachers are still teaching there. We know what we have to go through in the university. I'm just raising my apprehension here because in the past 10 years, if you've noticed, we've seen 3 major changes. 10 years ago, they introduced the internal assessment system. Then 2 years ago, they introduced the semester system within the 3-year undergraduate degree program. And now they have the 4-year degree program. And what is interesting is within 2 years, you can actually drop out with a diploma. We anyway have an unemployment rate of over 9%. There are a lot of students, a lot of poor students, because it's a highly subsidized university. There are a lot of students who would want to start working as soon as possible. Not everybody can afford to go to America for studies. Let's be very real about it. What about those students? So after 2 years, if I decide, because anyway I'm not getting an honors degree after 3 years of the course, if I decide after 2 years that I'm going to drop out because I really need to earn money and support my family, please tell me where is the logic here that after only a diploma, somebody would be able to find a good job. So what are you readying people for? Let's just be realistic here. University is a universal mix of people. There are people coming from all walks of life. What are we trying? Are we only trying to actually serve the privileged few?
Precisely, this seems to be some American idea that they are trying to transplant into India. No, it's this is the American influence. I'd like to get in Arun Huda. I'm coming back to you. Arun Huda, answer Nupur Sharma.
Yes. See, as the world and society is changing so fast, so we need some changes and according to the situations, according to meet the demands of the society in every field. Look, as we need reforms in the education system. Earlier we have Gurukuls and then we have the policy like 10 plus 3.
First we need to settle
now
down
we
with the
are having
existing
10 plus 2
reforms.
plus 3. Now we
No.
ultimately what we need to see that the
please,
reforms must be
you
positive.
As, Arun, please let me get
Yeah.
in here. You are the current DUSU
But
president.
positive,
I have
reforms
previously
need
been the
time.
DUSU president. The problems here we face is that you will give a paper for revaluation, more than 6 months pass in a year, and you still don't have your revaluated results, so you don't know whether you're in 1 year or the next year, whether you've been promoted in the first
I
place.
have seen
And
the
you're here, you
DUSU
don't
and
go to
DUSU
semester
president
system.
till now. What are DUSU and DUSU president known till now? They are known to just to oppose the administration, whether it is good or bad. You just
No.
need to evaluate whether it is good.
Arun, please hear me out. You can't put the lives and careers of over 2 lakh students on the line. Let's get realistic. Even in a recent interview, what did the Vice Chancellor say?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
When
I'm
isn't
sorry.
the first batch going to be guinea pigs?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
The problem
first batch
is
the first
the
batch.
problem is
You can't put on
watch it. Arun
When
Huda.
after completing education of 15 to 17 years, a student is not that much of qualified or that much of
I see.
efficient. He is getting a
I
job
see.
outside, or he is getting enough of that
So
much of package outside. What
Arun,
is harm
Arun,
in spending one more year?
Mr. Huda, it's not about
But
spending.
there are some.
No, 1 second,
there are
Nupur,
some
1 minute.
Out jobs.
Nupur, 1 minute.
No,
You see,
I don't agree
Nupur
with
and
this.
Arun, 1 minute.
No.
Just 1 minute. You see, what are we debating? We are saying today that Delhi University will have a 4-year degree, and Arun Huda is the president of the Delhi University Students' Union. I have a very fundamental question here, and that question is to Mohandas Pai, who seems to be a strong votary of the system. So don't mind my saying so, Mr. Pai. I never mince my words.
Yeah.
I think this will lead to a bunch of
Please.
students. You know, somebody here who's got influenced by the Americans is saying that by trying to be like the Americans, you know, we will be better students. No, 1 second. We like to demean our own. Our problem is Obama says, look at the Indians in a competitive environment, what they learn, look at the Chinese, look at the Indians, learn from them. Right? And we sort of look down upon ourselves. My question is, Mohandas Pai, I've been through some of these changes. No, I've been through some of these changes. And I find some of the changes shocking. For example, you ask a 18, 19-year-old first-year student to study class 8 level maths. And you call that a multidisciplinary system. No, please, Mohandas Pai, there has to be some modicum. You see, what is the guarantee that you study 4 years, but if you study less in 4 years than you would have done in 3 years, tell me, how is it an improvement of the system? One. B, if you are forced to study courses such as class 9 level maths when you're a degree student, how does it make you a better student?
And 11.
That's what the teachers are
the whole
asking
policy
about.
gives choices
We
to
need
students.
know what our
Choices.
students are
The whole
going to
policy
get.
gives choices to students. Like somebody said, after 2 years, if you drop out, you get a diploma. If somebody wants a diploma, that's perfectly fine. It's the choice the student makes, not the teacher's making. We must give choice to the
Will
students.
you give him a
And
job?
students
That's
can
the
have a mix
question.
of courses
No, will
over
you
the
give
4
him a
years.
job?
They can change in between the
so
2 years
Mohandas
and go
Pai.
somewhere else.
Okay, so
After
Mohandas
3
Pai,
years, they can
fantastic.
drop
Let
out,
me
they
ask
get a
you.
degree.
No, let me
After
ask
4
you.
years, they get a honors
Let me
degree.
ask you tomorrow.
I think it's fantastic.
No, tomorrow
They learn much more. This is the education should be done.
Mr. Mohandas Pai, we
Giving
will
choices to the
end up
students,
being
not
neither.
choices to the lecturers.
No, Mr. Mohandas Pai, you tell me tomorrow. Somebody comes to you saying, I have a associate
Yes.
baccalaureate degree from Delhi University.
Yes.
Which means, I think it's a 2-year,
Yes.
right? After 2 years, you can opt for an associate baccalaureate. Will you take the person
Yes.
seriously in the job market?
I think they've changed the nomenclature.
What have they called it now?
We will take him seriously for the job for which he think is qualified, because the
It's
2
a
years.
diploma
No, no,
and
what?
it's a
You will.
grad-
That's
You
the
will not
answer.
be ready
No,
for
that's
a
the
higher
answer.
scale
No, in
job.
other words,
may
you
be
will
ready
not
for
take
a lower skill job.
No, so you'll give a lower skill job. So why are you lowering the alternatives? Why have you changed the system? You'll give a lower
I'm
skill.
not lowering. Is the choice the student makes. The students make choices, Arnab. Later they can do a MBA, some other course by online education.
One second,
We've got
Arnab,
so
let
many
me get in
choices,
here,
Arnab.
please.
We must give students choices, not
Arnab, let me get in
here.
regimented way. That's what the
What is
education system is doing.
No, you're forcing 11 courses. Arnab, let me get in here,
Yeah,
please.
Nupur.
There are 11 courses being imposed. They are mandatory foundation courses. I fail to understand what is the groundwork behind it. Because if you're trying to ape the American universities, then you should know that they are allowed to shop amongst a huge array of subjects. They can decide what they want to mix and match and learn through the 4
Yes.
years. Here
Yes.
we are in an Indian country, we are in
Yes.
India, we have an Indian education system. Let's try to perfect the system we have at hand. Yes, it's a very ambitious and maybe it's forward thinking, but what is the haste? Why are we rushing into it? And of course, the first batch is the first batch. I find that actually callous because you have 2.5 lakh students on the line.
And what if do we want a second brain drain? Mr. Mohandas Pai, India is where it is, and people like you have come to where you are because you studied in the Indian education system. Now somebody goes and spends a little time in America and then comes back and says, I want to Americanize Indian ed. This is very serious. I ask Mr. Mohandas Pai, what right do these people have to Americanize Indian education? No, 1 minute. And while one may argue that this four-year course is not flexibility, you are lowering the levels of education in your own country. And the government is not taking any responsibility for it. And as of now, Pallam Raju is in America.
And Janine,
Pallam Raju is in America, and I want Pallam Raju from America to answer the question whether he is ashamed of the Indian education system. And if Pallam Raju is ashamed of the Indian education system, let him have the courage to change all universities overnight. No, let Pallam Raju not pretend. Let Pallam Raju not pretend he has nothing to do with it. Pallam Raju and Shashi Tharoor need to answer some questions.
We have no need to be ashamed. We have to improve. There is a step forward.
How is it a step forward? How is it a step forward, sir?
All the contesting
sir, you tell me. Sir, you
The teachers are not aware. The teachers are not aware of what is what has to be done.
Mohandas Pai, I ask you today, how is it a step forward? In America, which we are trying to ape, most unfortunately, the problem with our country is there are some people who are complexed about America. And these people are trying to ape America. I want to ask you, Mohandas Pai, you know education systems in America. Tell me, in a Harvard or a Yale or a Stanford, a University of Michigan, University of Purdue, or God knows even the University of South Carolina, tell me, will a course be made in 2 weeks to 1 month? Here the teachers are saying, we have not been consulted.
Exactly.
In 2 weeks to 1 month. You have made a syllabus which you will force down thousands of Indian students.
And you've not consulted teachers. You've not consulted the full department.